Hey y'all, I was sitting here watching, like I said, I'm really highly invested into the Whittakers. Um, I just got to thinking about it. I know West Virginia is their home, and it is hard to get elderly people to leave what they've known all their life. I'm not like licensed to take care of elderly people, but I have taken care of my ex-husband's father. I've taken care of my husband, uh, aunts. So, I mean, I know how to take care of mentally disabled people. I have a child that is deaf and he has Asperger's, which is not really, that bad. Not say as bad as what Ray and Timmy and Lorraine is, but I kind of wonder. I just wonder if I could go up there, get all of them, since their house has been condemned. I just wonder if I could go up there and get them and bring them to Alabama and help them out. I just wonder if I could do that. If the state would let me take custody of Lorraine and Timmy and Ray, just temporarily taking custody over them until we could figure out how we could go about finishing up what Eric claims that he did. If he did. He said that he talked to the Amish about getting a cabin built. Okay, bud, you know what? I can go right to the Amish community and buy tater chips too and say, well, I talked to the Amish. Yeah, you're going to talk to the Amish when you're buying stuff from them. But I just wonder if there's a way that I could do that just to help them out, like I said, until someone could figure out something, or we could get a lawyer involved to take over, like get a pro bono lawyer, somebody that's not going to take money away from the Whittakers like they have been taken advantage of. And I'm sorry, I think they have. I think they have been taken advantage of. Big time. And I think their money has been stolen. I think these people have used the Whittakers to gain money. Maybe Eric was fixing to be foreclosed on his home, and this was his way of, I'm going to stir that pot, and I'm going to get a GoFundMe, get donations, so I don't lose my home. Because if he was so invested into the Whittakers, if he loved them as much as what he claims, now if it would have been me, and I would have been in West Virginia, and I would have been doing this, getting the fundraiser and all this, that, and the other. There's ways around. I mean, use your freaking brains, man. All you got to do is say, you know what? Betty's in the camper. Okay. I don't have to give her none of that money. I don't have to give her nothing. Here's how I could go about doing this, okay? We're going to get a home built, whether it's getting a home built or seeing if we can get a triple wide or modular home brought down the holler, if it's accessible to get brought down. Go about, going to the county, going to the city, whatever have you, because you have to go and get permission to have these modulars and these trailers and triple wides, double wides. You have to get permission. So that's what I would do. Or I would go and I'd say, hey, this is what we're doing. I'd go speak to the Amish and I would find out. And I do know the name of the Amish family that builds homes. I ain't going to speak on it right now because I just want to see if he knows, if Eric knows. Because if he went and talked to them, then he would know the family. He would know who to speak to. He would know who would be in charge of getting the other Amish men together and the builders, the carpenters, whatever, and start building. Betty's there on BJ's on the property. So what? Stay in that little camper, baby. Stay in that little camper. Because you know what? When all is said and done, when that home would have got built, it would not have went Betty's name, Larry's name, Timmy's name, Lorraine's name. It wouldn't have went nobody's name. The house, so that way it would have been protected from Betty getting her hands on it to sell it or doing whatever. I would make sure that, and you can get lawyers to be overseers of property. They can be the guardians over property. And I'm more than sure, because of the Whittakers being out there in social media and the way that everybody, just like with Mark's, like I said in my last video, Mark has been dealing with them for 20 years. Okay. I think what happened is, yes, you do feel, when somebody lies to you about some things and stuff, you do feel used. You do. But you got to take all of it with a grain of salt. When you're dealing with mentally challenged people, you have to take everything that you hear and say, or that not you hear and say, but they saying to you and you're hearing. You have to take that with a grain of salt, and you got to keep reminding yourself, they're not financially stable. Mark, I love you, dude, but that was the worst thing you did, was giving Betty. I know that was their GoFundMe money, but you were in charge of it, and you should have never gave Betty, Larry, or none of them access to that money. You should have said, nope, we're building it up. As soon as we hit our goal, this is what we're going to do. Because before you came into the picture, they were living fine. They don't ask for nothing. They just want to sit on their porch, eat their potato chips, eat their sandwiches, stuff like that. They're happy. They were so happy before all this stuff come up. And people started posting them on social media and making videos and taking pictures and putting them in books and all this, that, and the other. Mark, I know you had a good heart, and I do love your videos, and I love your approach to them. I really do. And not one time did I ever see Timmy dive behind a sofa or a recliner or anything. Now, he probably, kind of hid a little bit, and I didn't notice that, but you got to think, how many years has this family went without having a camera into their face? He was probably scared. He was probably shy of that, not of you, Mark. He was probably shy of the camera. He probably didn't know why you were pointing this phone at him or camera at him. He probably couldn't understand that. And so when Eric said that, well, Timmy wasn't scared of me, but he sure was of Mark and da-da-da-da. No, dude, no. I'm sorry, but what you did is you got with Patrick, because Patrick reached out to you for some unknown reason, reached out to you, and maybe Patrick showed Timmy and Lorraine and all them, Ray, a picture of you, told them, hey, this guy's going to come. He's going to be kind of like Mark. He's going to have a camera. He's going to be recording. He's going to take us here, take us there. And I believe all that was just for views. I believe all the stuff that Eric done with Timmy, like taking him to the Airbnb, taking him to go get clothes and showing him. I mean, hey, I love watching Timmy. I love Lorraine. I love Betty. I love all of them. I like watching them. I like watching where they coming from. You know, where they was to where they're coming from, but now it's all gone because of you, Eric. You stuck. I'm sorry, but it doesn't take a genius to see. You scammed them. You played them like a fiddle, and when you got what you wanted and you got what you needed, you tucked tail and ran. If you loved them as much as you did, honey, you wouldn't have been saying, "Well, I throw my hands up. I'm done. I'm not fooling. I don't want to talk about it no more. Blah 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 blah." No, your behind would have been following as soon as you heard that the state was taking them. You would have been in your car. You would have went straight back up to West Virginia. If you was in Georgia, wherever you was, it don't matter. You would have been right there at DHHR. You would have been at APS finding out, hey, this is not why I did this. This is not why I did this. I want to take guardianship over them, and this is what my plans are, and I would have showed them, since you have receipts, show them those receipts. I'm telling you, they would have said, okay, well, if you're going to take care of them, not let them get harmed, they would have gave them. You got what I seen in one video, looked like you had them in an Airbnb. You took them to an Airbnb, and why couldn't you do that? I'm more than sure that a lot of viewers, especially your viewers, that loves the Whittakers, would have been donating, even if it was $1, even if it was $2. You would have had so many people donating. It would have added up to you being able to have an Airbnb for the Whittaker family for a month. So you could either get their house fixed up or get them a house started and building it. I would have just said, hey, we're going on vacation. Take them to Georgia. Take them down to Georgia. Let them stay at your house. Why couldn't you do that? Because Lord God knows, if it would have been me, they would have came to out and been like, hey, y'all want to go swim at the beach in Alabama? I live waterfront. I live on the beach. Do y'all want to come and have a vacation while y'all getting a house built? I can guarantee they would have probably been like, yeah. Little Betty, man, I would have had Betty set up. I would have had Larry set up. You know, I wish I would have not been afraid to go to Odd, West Virginia to talk to them. Because do you know how many times I have thought long and hard every time I would go in to West Virginia, when I would go into Princeton and then passing Bluefield and Beckley and all that, before I'd even get to Beckley, I would think, I wonder if I went to hunt them down in Odd and just walked up and talked to them and said, hey, y'all want to come to Alabama? Y'all want to come stay? I mean, I know y'all don't know me from Adam. I don't know you from Adam. But I'm a good person. We could go to church. I'd take y'all to the barns. I'd take y'all, if y'all want to go see the horses, I'd take y'all to Knockaloola Falls. You know, I mean, there's a lot of stuff. And I would have, from watching Mark's videos, you know, I would have been totally prepared for having extra clothes for each of them. Going on little road trips, I would have had extra clothes. I would have said, okay, Ray. I would have sat down with Ray, and I would have said, okay, Ray, here's what we got to do. When you got to go potty, you tap me on the shoulder. You got to go pee pee. You got to go do number 2. You come tap me on the shoulder. We'll pull the car over. We'll get you to a bathroom. If he had an accident, okay, he had an accident. That's why you bring more clothes. I did that for my husband's aunts. They didn't have bowel troubles or bladder issues or anything like that, but I still brought them extra clothes just in case. You just do that. My sons, I got 3 adult sons. I'm an adult. My husband's an adult. My child, my smallest son, will be 10 years old. I still carry blankets and pillows and extra clothes with us when we go on small road trips. Even the small road trips. Because you never know what's going to happen. You never know. But no, I wouldn't have done that for recognition. I would have not done that for views. I would have not have done that for any of it. In fact, there's a lot of stuff I would not have videoed. Because to me, Ray and Lorraine and Timmy, all 3 of them, have the mind of children. Would you put a foster child on social media? No. You would give them that respect and that privacy. Taking pictures, taking videos for them, yes, I would. I sure would. But to post it on social media, no. The only thing I would have ever posted on social media, if it had been me, was I would have posted about an hour to 2 hour long video talking to the Whittakers, asking them, okay, what type of kitchen do you want? Do you want gas? Do you want electric range? Do you want this? Do you want that? Okay, it's you and Larry, Ray, and Lorraine. Okay, for one, they need those walk-in tubs, period. That's one thing I would have done. I would have made sure that their new house would have had a bedroom for each of them, except for, well, I would have got, Timmy needed a bedroom, whether it been like a playroom or, you could have put a bed in there. You put his little table in there, a chair with his coloring, because I know he loves to color. I know he loves to do different things. Okay. But he likes to sleep with his mama. And there goes the mind of a child. He has the mind of a child. He loves his mama. And, excuse me, y'all. But, hold on a minute. All right, sorry about that, y'all. But anyways, yeah, I would have made sure each and every individual in that house would have had their own bedrooms. I would have made sure that their kitchen was big enough. I would have made sure that they had a dining area. I would have made sure that Ray, because I know he likes his TV. I've noticed that about Ray. He likes his TV. They would have had their TV. The girls would have had 2 bathrooms. And Ray and Timmy and Larry would have had their 2 bathrooms. And I would have let I would have took Timmy to either Home Depot or Lowe's and show me, okay, what do you want in your bathroom? Because like I said, I don't have to keep repeating myself, but mind of a child, thinks like a child, he's going to want children's stuff in his bathroom. But each bathroom would have had one of those step-in bathtubs. I love them things. My husband's aunt, she got one. My husband's got a lot of aunts. And, but, his one aunt, she got the walk-in tub, and I absolutely love it. I wish I had one. But that's for a later date for me. But anyways, I would have made sure that they had everything. had dressers and closets. I would have made sure that I had not hospice, what is it called? Not hospice. Like where the nurses come in. My sister-in-law, she works for them. They send a nurse out, and one nurse stays for 12 hours, and then the nighttime nurse comes in and they stay for 12 hours. So you're constantly got somebody there to help you with taking care of yourself, giving you your medicines, cooking, cleaning, washing clothes, stuff like that. I would have made sure they had that. There's a lot. I mean, I would have had a notebook full of everything that the Whittakers would have needed had it been me. Would I had a GoFundMe fundraiser for him? Yeah, I sure would have. I'm not rich by no means, because if I was rich and I had money, endless money that I could spend however I wanted and it not hurt me, I wouldn't even tell nobody nothing. I would just go up there and do it. Because, see, that's the difference between me and Eric. Now, I think Mark had great intentions to get their story out. I don't think that Mark did it for the recognition, because he already had all these documentaries that he had already done and put out there, and people knew him from those documentaries. And so I don't think it had anything to do with Mark was seeing dollar signs. Did he get monetized for it? Yeah. Yes, he did. He is a creator. He's a producer of his own videos and films and stuff. Eric, I've never heard of this guy until 2 months ago. I've never heard of Eric. And when I was watching the videos and watching the shorts and stuff, and I was like, something's just not adding up there. So I just was watching a little bit here and there, the other videos and stuff. And I mean, I love the Whittaker. Like I said, I love the Whittakers. Very invested in them. But something about Eric, it raised some flags for me. And to me, it just seems like he was seeing dollar signs. He was saying, this is a way for me to get a quick buck off of the expense of others. And then when I get what I want, I just do, I'll make sure nobody else can make a quick buck off of him. And that's what he did. That's exactly what he did. And because he knew that this would be a scandal, this was going to give him recognition. This was going to give him, even if it was his little 7 minutes of fame, and not being the good guy in it. At first, he was going to be the good guy. But I think he knew that this would all turn around and he was going to be the bad guy. But I'm telling you, something about Eric. He's smarter than what he looks. And that fake crying, and I'm sitting here watching right now. I'm watching and talking to y'all. That fake crying that he does, that's fake. That is so fake. But I just, like I said, I would have done things a whole lot different had it been me, had it been my channel, had it been me going up there. And like I said, I wished I would have not been scared to go to Odd, West Virginia. Because, I mean, it's not the fact that I was scared of them. I was just scared that they would be scared of me. And they would say, oh, all you want is just a quick buck off me. I don't know what you're doing here. I don't know why you're here. People's done this. People's done it. And see this right here, because of Eric doing this, now the Whittakers probably will never, ever trust another person And it's not right because there's good people out there. I'm sorry, I'm bragging on myself. Yes, I am. I am bragging on myself. I am a good person. I would never use anybody, for monetary gain. Because if I was like that, I would have put my foster children, and nobody knew that I had foster kids. I had kinship foster children. I would have put them on social media, but I didn't, because you know why? Well, for one, it's illegal, but if it wouldn't have been illegal, for two, if it hadn't been illegal, I still wouldn't have done it. I believe children deserve their own privacy. Yes, my 9-year-old gets on my videos sometimes. He likes to make goofy videos. I watch what he puts on there. I watch how we do his videos. Am I using him for monetary gain? No. Am I getting monetary gain off of him? No. I only got 52 or 53 subscribers right now. So I don't see where that's monetary gain. It's just my son wanting to make goofy little videos. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. But see, that's the type of person I am. Do I think Eric's gonna hold up to his end of the bargain and give the lawyers like he claims to give to the Whittakers? No. That mug done spent that money. That money's gone, y'all. That money is gone. And you ain't gonna sit here and tell me it's not. That money's gone. He is the slickest crook I've ever seen in my life. He's slick. Slick Rick. That's what I'm going to start calling him. Slick Rick. But anyways, y'all, this is a kind of a short video. Long-winded, but short video. And I'm going to jump off here. And I'm going to take my medicine. You can see my face is all swelled up. I still got these spots on my face. Yeah, I don't care. Like I said, I don't care what kind of disability I've got. I have taken care of people all my life, and I still will. I still will take care of anybody. And I think I might call the county where odds, I can't pronounce, I think it's Mercer or something like that, county. I'll call that county and I will find out if anybody's petitioned to be guardians over the 3 Whittakers that need it, that need to be. I don't think they should be condemned and they should be out of their property. I think someone should go in there and fix it up. I think somebody, well, not fix it up, but, take that where that camper burnt down. Take and clear all that off. Clean all that up. Build the house right there. That would be perfect, actually, because it's tight, kind of a little bit uphill. So when it kind of floods, because Eric claims they're in a flood zone. If you know anything about West Virginia, just about all of it's a flood zone. But I used to work at the mall, and we were up on a big, big hill at the mall that I worked at. And it didn't matter. It always, when it rained, we had ankle deep water, and it never drained right in West Virginia. The water didn't soak up the grass, the ground didn't soak it up quick enough or something. I don't know, but anyways, I think that would be the best thing to do. Maybe I need to get something started. Try to get attention from other YouTubers, or maybe, celebrities, I guess you'd call them, like the ball players and stuff like that. See if we could do like a fundraiser for the Whittakers, because I'm telling you, I'll make that 9-10 hour trip. I will make that trip. I'm going to think long and hard about it. But if y'all have any comments on it, please comment. And y'all subscribe. I will get better at doing these videos. I just don't know how to edit real good. I don't know how to do all that stuff. But, yeah. If y'all have suggestions or, whatever, leave it in the comments. I would love to hear it. But anyways, y'all, I will see y'all in the next video. Love y'all.